Listen, you've made steak before, but it's time to take it up a notch. So I say you get a ribeye and you butter baste it with a bunch of herbs, and it's gonna be delicious. Let me show you how to do it.
Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. We'll eat well and save money, because that's what we do. Welcome to Struggle Meals.
So what I've got here is a ribeye. This is the perfect combination of marbleized fats and protein, which means that it's gonna have a lot of flavor. It's gonna cook really well. It's gonna be delicious. If you want a consistent and even cook, you've gotta let the meat sit out and come up to room temperature. For a cut this thick, half an hour, that's gonna be a good amount of time. And then we wanna make sure it's dry. So if there's any water coming up or anything, you pat that dry with a paper towel. Water is gonna prevent us from getting a good crust, and that's no good. We wanna get an awesome sear on our steak. So that means finding a cast iron pan and getting that thing rip-roaring hot on the stove. We're gonna salt this. We got some pepper, very nice. Get every side like this. Then you can take the steak and sort of rub it in those seasonings. When the pan just starts wisping, little curls of smoke, you're ready to go. We need a high smoke point oil, grapeseed, safflower, peanut oil, something like that. Put it away from you and give it a little twirl and just let it sit. Don't move this. Allow all of the moisture on the outer edge of that meat to evaporate away. Allow the natural sugars in there to brown. Don't touch it. If it's stuck to the pan, it will naturally release once the sear has happened. When you start seeing some brown on the edge, which I do, you can give the pan a little jiggle. See how the steak's moving? So it's naturally released. That means that it's probably got a pretty good sear. So now we can take a peek. Gorgeous. So when I look here, I see no gray bits, which means everything has been caramelized. We haven't overcooked this. This is great. It's looking really good. My steak's really thick, so I've got to sear the sides. But if yours is an inch or thinner, you can probably get away with not doing it at all. So now that we've got a gorgeous presentation side, it seems like a perfect time to prepare my herbs from the herb garden. Rosemary, woo, and thyme. Beautiful. Let's get some garlic in there too. I'm gonna leave the skin on. I'm just gonna mash them a little bit. Leaving the skin on is gonna protect the garlic from basically burning on the outside while it's in this pan, and this pan is hot. So we're turning the heat down to low, and now we're gonna add our butter, going in. We'll throw the rosemary in, the thyme, garlic. Immediately you smell amazing butter garlic with fantastic herbs. Give that garlic and give those herbs just a second in that butter. Let them open up. Here's your no thermometer steak doneness test. You gotta keep touching on the steak. I got a little technique here. This finger to this finger, feel this. It's pretty soft. That's your medium rare. Here's your medium. That muscle tenses up a little bit. Here's your medium well, here's your well done. Now take it and feel for that same resistance. See how much this is pushing to the center? That means it's raw, basically here, right? No finger together. So if that's raw, I gotta keep cooking it. Okay, so my herbs have cooked down just a little bit. If I start trying to baste here with all this stuff in the way, it gets in my way. So let's take these herbs, put them right on top of the steak so they don't overcook, but also so they continue to just ooze out all their flavor. Tilt the pan a little towards you and just start going like that. I'm scooping and throwing, and I'm trying to really splay it across the whole thing if I can. So we've done this for 60 to 90 seconds. The steak is just oozing in this perfect brown butter. It smells fantastic. And now we can push this off to the side again. All right, beautiful. Yeah, I can feel that it is definitely tighter. This is good. I'm right in between the medium rare and the medium, I would say. So I'm gonna take the steak out of the hot pan and let it rest right on our cutting board. So this is gonna rest for about 10 minutes so the juices don't go everywhere when I cut into it. Let it rest, relax. Okay, it's rested. I'm gonna slice into this. Let's go on a 45-degree angle. It's just gonna be a little fancier. Don't push too hard. Let the sawing motion do it. And you can see we've got a very nice doneness here. Beautiful. So this is a really nice way to present it. Looks gorgeous, keeps the original shape of the steak. All we gotta do is slide our knife under the whole steak and transfer it right to a plate. And then if you want, you can kind of fan it out a little bit. Something like that. Boom. Okay. I'm pouring these juices on the steak because they should be reincorporated back into the place from whence they came. So this is ready to serve. It's beautiful. It looks just like a steakhouse. Trial and error is really the key here, but you've got all the tools for success. Steak success.